Did you see the J. Cole and No Name thing?
I just saw that today. Not gonna lie, I haven't listened to the song yet. I just saw Cole doing dumb stuff again.
To be fair to him, yeah. I'm gonna get in my Cole stand bag for a little bit. Cole stand. But he was my most listened to artist last decade, but still. He does admit at the start of the song that people have, I guess, mistaken him for an intelligent person, which is it's nice to be. That shows self-awareness to know that you're an idiot and to admit it. And actually, now, idiot's a bit strong, but basically, he's kind of like almost like lamenting the position he's been put in. Like, for example, I saw that, Imperial has a hip hop society now. I don't know if you know, but they posted the song and they put like Cole speaks as the caption, like to say like we've been waiting for Cole to sit for the issue. And to be fair, I do fall into that sometimes where I'm like, oh man, I wonder what Kendrick's gonna say on this. I wonder what Cole's gonna say on this, etc. But both of them, Kendrick and Cole, I don't know why I'm bringing Kendrick into this, but I always do anyway. Both of them have admitted they're not very well read and stuff. So it's like, bro, and even on after he dropped the song and saw the criticism, he did a series of tweets like addressing the situation. And he said like, a person like me, a nigga like me is, I just rap kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, he thinks deeply about stuff and he raps about it. But just because you think deeply and you can put bars together doesn't mean you know what you're talking about.
I'm just trying to look at the lyrics of this song now because I haven't actually listened to it. I just saw that it was like.
Should I play it now? Or it's playing already?
All about my college degree. Bro, I don't need to hear this song. I'm looking at the lyrics. It's such a dumb song. It's such a dumb song. I'm looking at the lyrics.
Number one, yeah.
That just basically came through. He's the same points that we're making about ego. This is just
yeah,
that.
That's my thing.
It's exactly that.
And I don't know if you saw the background yet, but basically No Name tweeted, and I thought the tweet was like the day before the song or something, but the tweet was from like 2 weeks ago. So now I'm confused because I'm like, why did he even think that the tweet was about him? But because I don't think the tweet was about him. Like Cole's been protesting and stuff since like 2014 times. Like he's been doing it before it was like cool or like a hashtag on Instagram, etc. Like, so I don't know why one of them things where it's like if the shoe fits, like I don't think the shoe fit him, but he just put it on. And
I mean, he took offense in it. It's like,
yeah, and I was just like, all right, I understand what he
maybe
said.
that means he should be offended because like they say if the shoe fits, then wear it.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I understand. I'm trying to understand his perspective here, and I understand that like.
I've always had some issues with Cole's wokeness, but yeah.
Yeah, you can't even.
But I don't think that he's against, like, I think his heart is in the right place. I just sometimes feel like,
you know what, yeah, I feel like we should stop this whole heart in the right place thing. I feel like that shouldn't even be a phrase. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your intentions were good, bro. Like,
I'm not talking about this song specifically. I'm talking about.
I know in general, but like, I'm talking in general. I don't like hearing the phrase "I didn't mean it" because it doesn't. When did I accuse you of meaning it? When did I think you were maliciously trying to hurt me or something? That doesn't, like, you. What we're talking about is what you did. What you did hurt the cause or whatever it is. So we don't care if you meant well. You know what I mean?
I don't even know if he meant well. This just sounds like someone who was like angry that someone had the like audacity to say that he doesn't know enough. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You know what it is? Yeah, I think because No Name didn't say that. She didn't say he doesn't know what he's talking about. He was the one that said he doesn't know what he's talking about. No Name said that he, if it was even about him, was basically saying like your favorite artist whole discography is about black struggle, black trauma, but he's not even, you can't even put a tweet up. He's not on the streets with you lot, etc. So she basically said like poor people are on the streets protesting, etc. And your favorite artist can't even put a tweet up. And I feel like, on the one hand, I feel like a statement like that places too much emphasis or too much importance on social media activism, which I don't think is as effective as people think. Because, yeah, I feel like it's not as, I don't think it's that effective, social media activism. Especially because social media is like an echo chamber. Like, for example, these people like compelling their friends to put a post up here. if I put a post up, which I did put stuff up anyway, but I'm like, if I put it up, yeah, I've got what the average person has, like, what, 500 followers. I've got like 500-600 followers, and the majority of them, I've met them, like, they're my friends, and I'm not friends with racists. So if I'm putting a post up, I'm preaching to the choir, like, they all. And I don't think it's the same comparison with someone like Cole or Kendrick, because they've got millions of followers, and so it's not quite an echo chamber. But I feel like people in general overstate the importance or the impact of social media activism. So like compelling someone to tweet, or to, you know, put an Instagram post up, or to post a black square, etc. I'm like, yeah, it's nice that they're showing solidarity and everything, but I don't feel like it does anything. And I feel like No Name also knows that it doesn't do anything, because why would she have a book club if she could just get away with just putting up a few tweets, etc.? Like, she knows that it's going to take more than just a few tweets, etc. So I feel like her initial tweet about people not being out there fighting for the cause, like celebrities not being out there fighting for the cause, I feel like it came from a place of like anger at the fact that people aren't doing enough, which I understand. And I don't think Cole should have gone down the route of like trying to police her tone.
That was just the line. That was like, her tone's bothering me. I was like, all right, I'm out, man.
And trying to say she should treat us like kids. Bro, you're 35 years old.
You're not a kid, bro. You're not a kid. You're like 30, yeah, mid-30s.
He's got children of his own, bro. Like,
be saying you need to treat me like a kid.
And like, again, I feel like people have kind of blown it out of proportion, because they kind of just wanted a rap beef so that they can have some entertainment, because people were just bored or wanted a distraction from the whole thing, yeah. But because I don't think No Name, like, I feel like people have blown it out of proportion, because I don't think, like, in the first place, I don't think the tweet was originally to Cole anyway. On the other hand, like, people have now been trying to throw Cole on, they're calling him a misogynist, etc. And like, whether or not he's a misogynist, I feel like is inconsequential to this thing anyway, because like, bruv, there's bare rap lyrics that are misogynistic, and you're cool with all of them. So like, if we're gonna start pointing fingers at Cole, then we have to just talk about rap as a whole thing, like talk about misogyny and hip hop as a whole thing, not just like calling out Cole for being a misogynist because he tried to police No Name's tone in this case. Like, I feel like the whole thing had descended into talking about the specific celebrities involved rather than talking about the cause, and it just was a distraction, which I don't think was helpful. And I think it's Cole's fault, because if he hadn't sent the song, like, he could have just called her and been like, yo, I don't like your tone, and then they could have just hashed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you recorded a 4-minute song to call her out when there's so many other things you could talk about right now.
You know, I would have been fine with the song if the song was just about like, oh, I just realized like I don't know enough and I need to learn more. But like, to put it on her as like, now you need to teach, now you need to like speak to me with respect and teach me into learning more, rather than like saying what you said. It's just a bit like, again, we're back on this thing of, now I need to like spoon feed you,
yeah,
because you don't know. Then you need to learn. No, it's not about.
The thing is, as well, No Name does spoon feed people. She's got a book club. You don't have to come and deliver the book to your front door or what? You can sign up to the book club, you can read, and then you can get involved in the conversations, and you will learn. So what more do you want her to do? Like, so even that's why, another reason why I think the whole thing's like, it's just a distraction, because it's like, whatever criticisms he has of No Name and her approach, I don't think they even apply to No Name, because she has a flipping book club that she spends more time on her book club than she does on making albums. So like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
bro, I'm reading all these like comments on Rap Genius on this post.
What are they saying? Oh, they're all Cole fans, isn't it?
Yeah, they're just like loads of Cole fans.
To be fair, I have seen some people talk about No Name's being a hypocrite because she's cussing Cole for like basically mentioning her in the song and distracting from it by putting out a song which also distracts from it. Because which I hear that to an extent, but the guy sent for her for no reason, so she could send.
Yeah, and like sent for her dumbly as well. Like, I'm gonna respond.
You didn't even give it a minute and a half, bro. It was like a minute and 10 seconds or something like that. Like, but I do
man.
think there is something to be said about the approach, because like obviously this is just playing out like a general thing where people always have a disagreement on the approach of the best approach to I guess like liberation, whatever you want to call it, the best way to fight oppression. Yeah. And I think Cole kind of interprets it as No Name's tone is welcoming or accepting or whatever to people that already understand, already get it to an extent. But someone that doesn't get it, you need to change your tone so that they can get it. But I
Nah,
don't,
that's bullshit. That's
yeah,
bullshit because like Cole is already supposedly the converted, right? Like he wants
yeah,
a system. He wants like black people to be free. He wants systemic change.
mm,
So like it goes back to my point of why do you need your ego to be massaged for you to do what's right? Like why do you need someone to tell you nicely for you to do the right thing? It's like same way. I was having a conversation like just today. Like same way. It's like if you do something wrong, yeah, there are so many people like, okay, I might have done something wrong, but the way you responded to me doing something wrong
mm,
made me feel bad. Like
mm.
I didn't like the way you could have responded in a nicer way. If you did
Yeah,
something wrong, then why? Who are you to then put demands of like
that's
how
true.
people respond to you
But then
poorly?
that's true. But I feel like it's human nature to an extent. Like a lot of the time, my dad always tells me is like, it's a lot of the time it's the way you say it, not what you say. Like people won't listen if you don't deliver the message in a certain way. And
That's
even though like
that's
but I'm
yeah.
like, even though that's stupid, because bruv, if I'm saying facts, I'm saying facts. If I shouted the facts at you or if I whispered it to you, it's still facts. Like I'm saying the same thing. Get over yourself and just understand the facts. But like I feel like it's just this is what I was saying before, like people are too egotistical, too entitled and stuff. They feel like things have to be there's so much of a importance.
You have to speak to them nicely. Like
Yeah,
that's
there's
the
so much
thing.
of an importance on that, and the fact is like it's unfortunate that that's the case, but it is the case. So
No,
it's
I think that there's two things, right? If we're talking about delivering a message, there are people who are good at public speaking and there are people who aren't, right? Yes, there is a way to deliver a message in a forceful tone that gets people speaking. That I completely agree with that. But if you're saying that like now I have to worry about like your feelings when you've done something wrong, otherwise I'm gonna lose you to a just cause, then go in it. Like we
yeah,
don't need you
yeah,
for the
you're right.
just cause
No, it's
because
true.
it's like same thing. I mean, everyone makes mistakes. Like I could also do something that like I realized afterwards I fucked up and people are mad at me for like,
Mm.
but at some point I have to be like, okay, then I have actually done something wrong, or I've like, let
You
me
have to
change,
take
let me try
responsibility
and
for what you
improve,
can do. Yeah,
let me see where I went wrong, rather than to just come back and be like, hey, no, you actually needed to tell me that
do
I
it
did
in a nice
something
way.
wrong in a
Yeah,
nicer way. There's no obligation on you to tell me that I did something wrong in a nicer way. It's up
yeah,
to
no,
me
it's
to
true.
face the consequences of me doing something wrong, like, and change. If you're getting turned up at like, if like, for you to get like put down on something means that you're gone, that you're gonna turn away from it, then you didn't really have the motivation to like
Do it in the first
do
place.
it anyway.
Yeah,
Because we've all been in situations where like we've like faced um adversity, or like we faced like a situation where we made a mistake, right?
mm, mm.
And if you're motivated, you'll try and learn from your mistake, right? You'll try and fix that. I mean, that's my point of view. So like,
No, I agree. I agree. But I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that he's right in what he's saying. I'm just saying that um again, it kind of depends on what. And I don't think this applies to No Name anyway, because I feel like she does flipping spoon feed people the information anyway. But it's like, what is your what's your incentive for the message that you're putting out? Because it's like, if for example in this point in this situation, it's like you're trying to convince white people that Black Lives Matter, yeah, screaming it at them clearly doesn't work. because that's what we've been doing forever. So it's like, it's
Yeah,
unfortunate that
I mean,
I don't know.
I
It's like it's unfortunate. The way I see it, it's like it's unfortunate that these people are so stupid that they can't understand the simple concept that Black Lives Matter. When they say all lives matter, how can all lives matter? Like, you're saying the same thing. How can all lives matter when Black lives don't? But if they're so dumb that they can't get that, just shouting it at them or whatever is not going to work. Like, you have to literally like hold their hand, and it's like, you see all these flipping posts about how to talk to your ignorant family about X, Y, Z, blah blah blah. Like, that shouldn't be necessary. You shouldn't need an Instagram post to guide you on how to like, they shouldn't require people following like an Instagram guide, or you know, they might get offended, so I have to deliver it in this tone, blah blah blah, etc. Like, but unfortunately, like, people are stupid, so sometimes you do have to like hold people's hand through it. But I feel like No Name already does that because she's got her book club, etc. So she's already holding people's hand through it.
stupidity is something different to. Yeah, no, it's true, but stupidity is something different to what we're talking about here, because here we're mainly talking about ego, because like this is a situation where you have people who like are already motivated towards a cause, yeah. So now I have to like treat them with like kid gloves to get them to
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
even I mean, to an extent, like, fair enough, if you take it upon yourself to teach, then ooh, like, praises to you. That's definitely like a valiant thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it does have an impact in some cases. But like, I mean, there are some people who like just don't want to learn, or who don't want to be taught. Like, I don't know, I've tried to teach
No,
people
it's true.
before, and I just like,
Bro,
sometimes it's
I
so
don't speak to,
frustrating.
bro,
So
it's like that book, Why I Don't Speak to White People About Race, bro. I don't speak to white people at all. Like, because I'm like, fam, I'm just tired. Like, there's no, I could chat to you about football and the weather and that, but other than that, bro.
but this is the thing, innit? If your intentions are in the right place, like, the essential, like, metaphorically, what happened was a slap on the wrist,
Yeah.
and now you like are gonna make a whole song about it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, come on.
Nah, it's true. It's true. And not only that as well, there needs to be.
And you also put
I don't
another
know.
message now that like, now you're saying like, oh, if people, to everyone who's like a J. Cole fan, it's like, oh, I'm only gonna entertain these conversations if people talk to me nicely about them and take the time to educate me. And a lot of J. Cole's fans are not black. Like, a lot of his fans are black, but like a lot of them are also not black. So that's just a, like, in my mind, like, a slightly damaging message to be putting out there.
No, it definitely is. Cole's definitely wrong. Definitely wrong. But
This whole thing about
I was trying to give him a lifeline, man. I can't even find one, bro. Like, he's wrong, man. He's wrong. He's wrong.
Anyway,
and
Cole.
I really hope he didn't put the song out because he felt compelled to speak. Because it's like, sometimes you can be quiet, man. Sometimes people can just be quiet.
You didn't need to speak.